Welcome to Slash Bash, where today I am bringing you another Entitled Parents Reddit video. In our first story, entitled parents think they can park in my driveway. Let's jump right in. I used to live on the bottom floor of a two-story house. It was in a very popular beach town in North Carolina. I was in my mid-20s at the time. The upstairs was rented out to 4 college-aged guys. So 5 people, 5 cars in a driveway built for 4. So one of us would either be on the grass or in a paid spot. In our area, if you had bills with your name and address, the city would give you a pass to park in certain paid spaces. So it was not a big deal, but finding a spot in the middle of summer was hard. The house is a pretty short walk to the beach, maybe 100 yards, 5 minutes tops with beach gear and little ones. I would leave for work around 6:30 a.m. and return home around 5 or 6 p.m. By the time I got home, most of the beach crowds would be gone, so a paid spot was easy for me to get. So I typically leave the driveway free for the upstairs guys. One day I was running late and didn't get out of my house till nearly 8 a.m. The other guys have left and the driveway is empty. I'm walking out to my car and of course the lots are already 90% full or more. As I'm crossing the street, I see a minivan come up and pull into my driveway. I didn't recognize it, so I waited to see if I knew them or they knew the upstairs guys. Out steps a visor-wearing bowling shirt dad and overly peppy mom with 3 screaming kids, obviously no one I know. I backtrack to them. "Excuse me, do you know the tenants upstairs or have permission to park here?" "It doesn't matter, no one is parked here, and Billy, Bobby, and Brandy have to get to the beach. There are 5 people living here, myself included, and we need to be able to park." "Oh, so where's your car if you live here?" "It's in that spot over there because I have a local parking pass and don't lie to us. You're here just the same as us and upset we know how to park for free." "I'm not lying, dude. It's 8 a.m. I'm wearing my work uniform." "We don't need to listen to you. We're going to park and you can do whatever you want. My children have to get to the beach. You're ruining our vacation, so go away." Meanwhile, the kids are climbing on my fence and trees, running in and out of the street. "Okay then, I'll just have you towed and you can deal with it later." The entitled dad gets in my face, practically nose to nose. "Try it and see. This isn't your house, you're just a little turd. Mind you, I'm 5'11" and roughly 190 pounds in fairly good shape." "Okay, have a nice day." So I went to my car and waited till they were pretty much at the beach. Like I said, it's a very short walk. So I go inside, look up a tow service on the other side of town. "Hello, yes, I'd like to report a car illegally parked on my property. The address, 123 street name." "Sir, that's an hour away." "Yeah, I know, I'm not paying. That's their problem." "Okay, be there in about an hour and a half." I called my boss, "Not gonna be in today," and explained what happened. My boss is a pretty easygoing guy and told me just to keep him informed. The tow truck arrives and soon the van is gone. I leave my car in the newly empty spot and wait. It's 10:30 a.m. or so by now. Sometime around 2 or 3 p.m. there is a very angry knock at my door. My internal thoughts say this is gonna be fun. Imagine the shock when I answered the door, beer in hand, grinning like an idiot. "Can I help you?" "Where is our van? How did you get here?" "Oh yeah, here's the card. I had it towed across town. Gonna be fun cab ride." Then I shut the door in their face. Immediately there is more angry yelling and knocking. "Yes?" "The entitled dad is trying to get into my house." "You better get us our van back. I'm gonna kick your ass. I'll have you arrested." "Back out of my house now. Feel free to call the cops. It's not gonna change anything." I managed to push him back out of the door enough to get it closed and locked, then I wait. Throughout the next 20 minutes, there is more angry knocking and yelling. Finally, about 4 p.m.-ish, I see some blue lights and soon there's a much more polite knock at my door. I grew up on the beach. It's a small group of locals. I know 70% of the locals. Police, bartenders, shop owners, residents. I know a lot of people on the island. "Oh, hey Garrett, how's it going?" "Yeah, it's good. These people say you stole their van and broke into this house." "Nope, they pulled into the driveway as I was leaving for work, pulled an attitude, walked away, said I couldn't do anything. So I called Lou on the other side of town. Their van is over there. I even gave them his card and offered to let them use my phone. He's lying! He stole our car! I demand he be arrested! The entitled dad stormed up behind the officer. If you don't arrest him, I'll have you fired. This is ridiculous! Blah, blah, blah. Sir, back up. I'm going to figure this out. The entitled dad is now shoving past the officer trying to work his way into my house. This is BS. Garrett is able to pull him out and manage to get him pressed up against his cop car. Sir, you are trespassing now. Garrett looks over at me. Would you like to press charges? Can you keep him in your car until they get a cab? Yeah, I've got to get statements and everything. So I gave my statement, went inside, grabbed a beer, went out the back door, up the back steps, and around to the second floor porch. I sat there smiling until a cab came about 5 or 5:30 and the entitled family disappeared from my life forever. In story number 2, Karen insults my wedding ring to my face. This happened to me some years ago. It's my favorite example of entitlement. I'm typing the story on my phone, so please forgive the bad grammar. Here's the backstory. When I first met the man who became my husband, we were not well off. He moved across the country to come live with me and had not a penny to his name. He proposed to me without a ring, which I was perfectly okay with. It was incredibly romantic. He popped the question spontaneously and is still one of the happiest days of my life. He promised when he was better off financially, he would buy any ring that I wanted. A while after our engagement, the day came where he surprised me by taking me to a jewelry store. He had saved a $5,000 budget plus a little wiggle room for some credit if needed. He told me to go nuts. It was so fun and romantic. I tried on dozens of rings, diamonds, platinum bands, lesser gemstones, etc. Then I saw a set of steel, titanium rings. They were originally designed for the grooms, not for the brides, but I had never been a big diamond fan, and I preferred simple flat rings to mounted stones. I ended up falling in love with a super simple black titanium ring with angled grooves. It was gorgeous. It was exactly what I wanted, and best of all, they were cheap, less than $200. Here, take a look at the style of the ring. My husband liked them too, so much that we got him a matching band. We decided to use them as both the engagement ring and the actual wedding ring. We had to special order them as the jewelry store didn't stock our sizes on hand. I got a surprise when they arrived to find that husband had requested engraving on the inside of mine. It said, "My precious." I'm a huge Lord of the Rings fan. I love that ring to death. I wear it to this day and it still makes me smile. Here's the story. This took place 7 years after I got married. I worked at a chain sandwich shop where we assembled the sandwiches in front of the customer. My store was next to a yoga studio, CrossFit training, and plastic surgeon's office. So we got our fair share of Karens and holier-than-thou rich people. It wasn't uncommon for somebody to drive up in a $100,000 sports car, toting a Prada bag and sunglasses that cost more than my rent. They almost always came in to order the most picky, complicated subs, then complained about the price. We were quite used to these kind of people, but this lady took the cake. Enter the entitled Karen and her bratty teenage daughter. They looked the part to a T. They proceeded to order the usual complicated, picky subs, asking tons of questions about the nutritional info of every item. Assembling the food, we wear clear plastic food service gloves. Because my ring is flush to my hand and won't rip the gloves, I had approval from the manager to wear it at work. While assembling this woman's sandwich, her teenage daughter notices my ring. "Oh, that's cute. Is that a promise ring?" "No, that's my wedding ring." Karen scoffs loudly. "Are you serious?" "Yes, it's both my engagement and wedding ring. It has been for several years." Karen looked me dead in the eyes and said, "You have a cheap husband." I balked at her comment, but tried to remain professional. "That may be your opinion, ma'am, but I happen to like this ring. I picked it out myself." "Then you have terrible taste in jewelry." She then turned to her daughter. "If your father had given me a ring that ugly, I would have left him on the spot. Make sure your future husband gets you a ring that at least has diamonds in it." I was floored. I usually get tons of compliments about my ring. I never expected someone to insult it, let alone straight to my face. I was so flabbergasted I couldn't even continue working on her food. I excused myself and went into the back and told my coworker to finish them up for me. I couldn't even stand to be around them. When I told my manager the whole story, he almost didn't believe me. We had to watch the security footage to prove it had actually happened. I never saw that entitled woman again. I'm glad she didn't come back. I still shake with rage every time I recount the story. I still have that ring on my hand today, and it's still the most beautiful, wonderful ring I could ever hope for. I love my husband very much. He's the best thing that's ever happened to me, and that matters far more than any jewelry. This is John from Slash Bash. Thanks for watching. If you've enjoyed the video and want to see more of them, then hit that subscribe button. We would love for you to drop a like, share it with your friends, and we will see you in the next one.